If your mind goes quiet for a second, and then immediately finds something to worry about, stay with me. This one is for you. There is a particular kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. It's the tiredness of a mind that never closes the tab. You replay the conversation from this afternoon. You rehearse the one you might have tomorrow. You read a single message 4 times, looking for a tone that was never there, and the strangest part is that none of it feels like a choice. It feels like something happening to you, like a faucet you can't turn off. So tonight, I don't want to just tell you to stop overthinking. You've heard that 1,000 times, and if it worked, you wouldn't be here. Instead, I want to take the whole thing apart, slowly, and show you what's actually happening underneath, because once you understand the machine, you stop being afraid of it. And fear, it turns out, is most of what keeps it running. Let's start with the most important thing. Overthinking is not a character flaw. It's not weakness, and it's not you being dramatic. It is, strangely, your brain trying to protect you. Somewhere along the way, maybe in a home where things were unpredictable, maybe after a moment that caught you off guard and hurt, your mind learned a quiet lesson. It learned that if it could just think hard enough, it could stay ahead of pain. If you analysed every angle, rehearsed every outcome, imagined every way it could go wrong, then nothing could ever surprise you again. So your mind took that job seriously. It started scanning, and it never clocked out. The overthinking you do now is that same system still running long after the original danger is gone. It's not broken, it's loyal. It's doing the only thing it ever learned to do to keep you safe. That's worth saying gently to yourself, because most people who overthink also beat themselves up for overthinking, which is, of course, just another loop. You don't need another reason to be at war with your own mind. Now, here is the trap at the center of all of it. The problem is that thinking feels like doing. When you lie awake turning a problem over and over, it feels productive. It feels like you're getting somewhere. Like if you just think about it for 10 more minutes, you'll finally crack it. But notice what actually happens. The thought arrives, you examine it, and it leaves exactly as it came, having changed nothing except your heart rate. You're not solving, you're circling. You've mistaken motion for progress, and the mind is very good at selling you that illusion, because as long as you're thinking, it feels like you're in control. But here's what the overthinking mind is really chasing. It isn't looking for an answer. It's looking for certainty. It wants to know, for sure, how things will turn out, whether you made the right choice, what that person really thinks of you, whether everything is going to be okay. And certainty, real, guaranteed certainty about the future, is the one thing life will never ever hand you. So the loop can't close. It's not that you haven't thought about it enough. It's that you're asking a question that has no final answer and then blaming yourself for not finding it. You could think for 100 more hours and you would not arrive because there is no there to arrive at. The exit was never going to be found by thinking harder. The exit is realizing the door you're trying to open doesn't exist. Let me show you something else, because this changes how you see almost every spiral you've ever had. Overthinking is almost never about the thing in front of you. The unanswered text isn't really about the text. It's about whether you're wanted. The decision you can't make isn't really about the decision. It's about the fear of living with the wrong one. The worry about what you said at work isn't about the sentence. It's about whether you're safe, whether you belong, whether you're enough. Underneath the noise, and there is always so much noise, there is usually just one quiet fear wearing 100 different costumes. Fear of being unwanted, fear of being left, fear of not being enough. And your mind, trying to protect you, keeps dressing that one fear up in new outfits and parading it past you all night long, so it looks like 100 different problems. But it's one, and when you finally see the costume for what it is, something loosens. You stop arguing with every individual thought, and you turn instead to the small frightened thing underneath them all. And it doesn't only live in your head. When you spiral, your body can't tell the difference between a lion and a memory, so it floods you. Faster heart, shallow breath, a tight chest, that restless hum under the skin. Then your mind feels the body's alarm, decides something must be wrong, and produces more anxious thoughts to match. The thoughts fuel the body fuels the thoughts, and round it goes. This is why you cannot always think your way out. Sometimes you have to come down through the body first, slow the breath, and the mind, sensing calm, slowly believes there is no lion after all. So, let's get practical. Because you came here for something to actually do at 2 in the morning, when your mind won't let go. First, stop trying to win the argument in your head. There is no winning an argument with yourself. You're both sides, so you can argue forever. Instead, give the thought a place to go. Write it down. On paper, a worry is just a sentence. Small, finite, contained. In your head, the same worry is a storm with no edges. The simple act of writing tells your brain, I heard you. It's recorded. You can stop repeating it now. Half the reason your mind keeps shouting is that it doesn't believe you've listened. Second, ask one question, and only one. Is this a problem I can act on, or a feeling I need to feel? If it's a problem you can act on, name the single next step. Not the whole staircase. One step. And if there's nothing to do tonight, you write the step down for tomorrow and you let it rest. But if it's not a problem, if it's grief or loneliness or fear, then there is no step. There's nothing to fix. It's a feeling, and feelings aren't solved, they're felt. They move through you if you let them, and they get stuck only when you keep trying to think them away. Third, if your worries are scattered all over your day, give them an appointment. Set aside 15 minutes earlier in the evening, your worry time. When an anxious thought shows up outside that window, you tell it gently, not now. I'll think about you at 8. Most of the time, by 8, the thought has lost its urgency. You're not suppressing it, you're scheduling it, and you're teaching your mind that it doesn't get to run the whole night just because it knocked. Fourth, and maybe most important, talk to yourself the way you'd talk to someone you love. Notice the voice you use when you overthink. It's usually harsh, impatient, a little cruel. You would never say that to a friend who was struggling at midnight, so try turning that same kindness inward, because a frightened mind doesn't calm down under criticism. It calms down under reassurance. Of course you're scared. This matters to you. You're going to be okay. And then there's the deepest reframe of all. The overthinking mind believes, if I stop thinking, I lose control. But were you ever actually in control through all that thinking? Did the spiral ever change the outcome it was so afraid of? Or did it just exhaust you so thoroughly that it felt like you were doing something? You were never holding the future together with your worry. You were just carrying it for no reason in advance. Real calm doesn't come from solving every thought. It comes from a quieter realization that not every thought is true, and not every thought is a problem to be solved. Some thoughts are just weather. They drift in, they darken the sky for a while, and they drift out again, but only if you stop chasing them across the field. The ones you chase are the ones that stay. And here is the thing, it's hardest to believe while you're inside the loop. You do not have to figure out your whole life tonight. You were never meant to. The future doesn't arrive all at once, demanding answers. It arrives one ordinary day at a time, and you will meet each day when it comes, with more strength than you have right now, in the dark, guessing. So tonight, when your mind hands you the same worry for the 40th time, You don't have to fight it, and you don't have to follow it. You can simply turn to it and say, "Not now. I've heard you. I'll handle tomorrow. Tomorrow." And you can let the thought sit there, unanswered, while you rest anyway. That's not giving up. That's not losing control. That is the beginning of peace, and you're more ready for it than you think. Take care of your mind. This was Inners. I'll see you in the next one.